Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX setups for today. So the levels we were looking at on Friday didn't really materialize. We just plummeted through them. And I just want to get where we closed just to see what level it actually went for. And you can see there is a level there. You can see right here at 18,712. But really, I mean, would you have thought to go back to the 3rd of June to pick up a level? Anyway, multiple of these tails in this zone, so anything is possible. Price would adhere to pretty much any of them, but we are still very much struggling to get through the all-time highs here at 1900. So for me, we'll look at the lower time frames now, which will pick up some structure, but we're looking for a level to be captured and support to be built around that level before we start getting involved at the moment. So if you just look what happened last week, there's the Fed's massive move up, and then we sort of range and then plummet pretty strongly. We have formed diversions, and that's bullish diversions. We're still in a bull trend, messy one, but we're still moving up. So ideally we are looking for opportunity to buy. And when we look at the 1 hour, in amongst all the moving averages here, you can see how we dropped below, came back, didn't really reject a level either. And the levels that we were looking for support, which was this level here at 18,930 or 18,928. You can see how that didn't materialize. You had a pin bar on the hour there, but we'll look at the 15-minute to see if there's anything that is worth unpicking. But at the moment, I am a bit reluctant. We have broken this trend, but we do have a gap. So I would be looking still for 18,712. To be honest, I think that's still what I would be waiting for, and you probably find a rejection higher up for another move down there. But for as long as we in the moving averages like this on the hour, I'm not too excited about shorting, and we've also broken a trend line. So the shorting is against the global picture, so I don't think that's going to continue, to be honest. Let's just have a look at some hindsight here. So you see, not really an opportunity. You know, a lot of times this looks like an opportunity at 18,820, off structure, first your pin bar, but then look what happened. So, if you jumped in on that pin bar, and let's say you had a 100-point stop loss, the minute this started happening here, closing below the level, I would have just jumped out of it, because then it is starting to be, it's not a clear cut. And you can see here was another one that would have trapped quite a few people jumping in early. A whole lot of stops were triggered here. So this is one of those that you lose, to be honest. It doesn't matter which way you try and get in on this. There's no clear direction either way. And when you look at the hour, it's a pullback in a bull trend, so it's definitely the level that you'd be paying attention to, one of those two levels. This first level as well would have been something, but just one of those days where you would have got burnt, to be honest. That was short. I mean, the structure that was here was ideal. Jumping in up there, been triggered on the 1 bar, 30-point stop loss, and you can see lots of stops were triggered here. Anyway, I got burnt, so pretty much anybody would have got burnt, but that's the way this game goes. So what we're looking for today is, I don't think we're looking for structure here, but I would prefer us to come back to 18,712 18,700. Now I just want to go back to the 8 hour, because if you look at that, there isn't really structure at that area. There's structure a little bit lower down at 18,677. Oh, I'm going to do this. Let's just bring this pin bar into play. Oh, that's the last line of defense. Okay, so let's get back to the hour and pay attention to this here. So you can see 18,712 and 18,650. So that's the zone of support. Alternatively, what you're looking for is a clear break above 18,820 and a pullback to come and test either 18,820 or just below it at 18,785. But I'd like to see this gap close. So I would say roll all the way down, come back into this 18,712 area. If you look left, you can see there's lots of structure here that we can possibly pick up. I just put that pin bar or range bar in, look at all the interaction with it. So that would definitely be a half decent level, which is going to close the gap. So that's what I'd be looking at. Just bear in mind that that sets up an inverse cup and handle, to be honest, and it could also trigger a bit of a bigger move to the downside. But that bigger move, if you look at the daily, is going to find structure somewhere in this mess. To be honest, I don't think it's going to just plummet through. It would have to drop below the low of the month for a double top to start forming, and then that would probably mean a bigger range forming and a big move all the way down to 17,440. Big juicy gap down there as well. So I think treat this as top of range at the moment on the higher time frames, but bit of a difficult one to play. I'd rather sit back and wait a little bit and just see what happens today. But for me, we need to recapture 18,820, and I think we need these moving averages to cross over and point back to the upside on the hour before I start getting too interested in a move to the upside. So that's kind of my view for today. Sitting quietly, not really going to get my fingers burnt again today. So let's just wait for better structure. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.